Hey everybody, Zorua here, and we are here for a hard-hitting top 5 for the Pokemon Center today, and that is the top 5 Steel-type Pokemon. Now, I want you guys to all remember, this is definitely opinionated. If you have your own little top 5, top 10, or top whatever you want to say about Steel types, put down in the comment section below, and let me know what you think about mine as well, since this is probably one of the smallest kind of selection I've had, because Steel type, I like them, but I don't have like a real bond with a lot of Steel types. I have quite a few, but at the same time, it's one of those things you just, it's not something I really look on that much. So let's get right down into it with our number 5. Starting off with number 5 is Scizor. This thing is quite a monster and competitive when used correctly, and I like its overall design probably the most about it, even though it is a hard-hitting mon and competitive, and it even has a Mega, which is also pretty scary to fight sometimes. I've probably said in certain things before, like, I hate Scizor and all of that, but even though I love it, it's one of those things where if you fight a good Scizor, you're probably screwed. Like, this thing is kind of a monster. Think about it. It's a giant steel bug. It can't get any scarier than that. It's a giant steel bug. It's not gonna just get squashed. It's looking at you like, bruh, square up. You ain't fighting me. I'm winning this fight. And overall, is like, think about it. It's a pincer Pokemon. This Pokemon's pincers, which contain steel, can crush any hard object it get a hold into bits. Think about that. Those tiny, well, not even tiny, those gigantic claws. If it grabs, you're gone. Just think about it. Any Pokemon, any person, anything, just as soon as it grabs it, and I don't even think it has to even try to just clamp down. It just clamps down once and it's gone. That's pretty that's kind of scary. I was gonna say menacing, but no, that's not the word you want to say about a Scizor. That thing is just an overall monster, and I love it. I love the design. I love its stats, I guess I should say, and it's a pretty nice Pokemon all over. Starting off with number 4, though, is the nice and powerful Magnezone. Another good Pokemon and competitive, and it's a pretty nice electric type as well, but I like it more for the steel because of Magnet Pull and all that. You have Magnet Pull and do HP Fire, and any steel type it has to deal with is pretty much dead because its special attack isn't bad at all. And I've always loved Magnemite and Magnezone back in 1st gen, 2nd gen, and all that. It was just something that, I don't know, it wasn't one of the worst Pokemon, I could say that without a doubt. But it was a Pokemon that just had something unique about it, I guess. It was just a bunch of magnets that kind of stuck together, and then this one, even more of them stuck together and molded into this monster known as Magnezone. The only thing I kind of hate about it is probably that out of all the things it can do, it doesn't have Levitate, which is kind of awkward for something that revolves around magnetism. So I wonder if they'll ever make that a thing, like a hidden ability or something. It probably is, and I'm just not even thinking about it right now. But it's a magnet area Pokemon. Sometimes the magnetism emitted by Magnezones is too strong, making them attract each other so they cannot move. I just want you to think about that. Imagine you're just on, I think it's Mount Coronet where you can evolve it. Imagine you're going to Mount Coronet and you're just walking around and you just see a bunch of Magnezones stuck together. That's probably the most tragic thing you can walk into, because that thing is just like, help us. And you can't do anything about it. But yeah, Magnezone, it has a nice move pool. It has nice typing and stats overall. And it's really not a bad looking Pokemon. I think I like it shiny overall because it gets the gray magnets and everything, and it looks kind of cool that way. Starting off with number 3, though, is Excadrill. Now that I'm really looking at this top 5, it looks like a lot of competitive Pokemon are in this. I mean, Excadrill isn't as threatening as it used to be back in Gen 5 and such, but it's still one of those interesting mons when it came out. It's basically like, what is that game? I can't remember the name. It was a 90s game, kind of like Galactica and all that. I can't remember the name of it right now. And it's probably going to kill me because I'm going to sit here thinking about it all day now. Oh, well. But it's a nice Pokemon. The design is nice. When I saw it in the anime, I thought it was kind of interesting that it had Focus Blast from Iris, even though it's a physical attacker. But its overall design is interesting. it's a mole basically, but the mole can literally use these gigantic iron claws to not only dig its way through things, but just straight up maul people. Like, that thing is kind of a monster if it was in real life, but kind of glad Pokemon don't exist, because if I saw Excadrill, I'd probably run for my life. But this subterranean Pokemon, it can help. Wait, it can help in tunnel construction. It drills has evolved into steel strong enough to bore through iron plates. Let's think about that real quick. We all know how strong iron plates can be. Imagine an Excadrill literally just going straight through it like it's nothing. That's how strong Excadrill can be, and that's really interesting knowing that, because the way it actually digs is not what you really think. It actually, I think, turns into like this mini torpedo, I guess I should say, and that's something that made me interested in the Pokemon. It's like it doesn't dig like you would think it would, and that's probably another reason why I always love Excadrill as a top 5 steel type. On to number 2 though, which is probably gonna be in another top 5. I'm just gonna spoil that right now. And it's top 5 still, and it could have been in water, but it didn't. And I'm kind of sorry for that, because I didn't even think about it when I made it. And that is Empoleon. This thing, I love it. I loved it since it was Piplup, Primplup, and then it evolved to this thing, the Emperor Pokemon, Empoleon. I was like, oh my god, I love it. I'll tell you this right now. When I first got Pokemon Diamond, yeah, it was Diamond. This thing, when I saw Piplup, I was in love with it. I was like, it's a penguin. Who wouldn't want a penguin Pokemon starter? So after getting it, of course, you get through evolution and all that, and I finally got to Empoleon. This thing was my highest level going to Elite Four, and I think the Elite Four starting off is in the super late 40s and somewhat 50s. I had like a level 70 Empoleon because how excited I was to have it. That thing was just tearing lives, and it was hilarious seeing it, because I think it had like Drill Peck, Surf, and some other things, and it was an overall monster. And seeing the thing just Oko everything, this gigantic penguin of steel just murdering everything in its path, was amazing to see. But this Emperor Pokemon, it swims as fast as a jet boat. The edges of its wings are sharp enough and can slice apart drifting ice. Think about this. Something as fast as a jet boat coming straight at you, and the wings are like steel. I just want everyone to ponder on that when this little segment is over with. That's kind of scary if you really ponder on it. I know there's a lot of things that you're just like, oh, well, Garchomp can go at like Mach 2 and so on and so forth. But Empoleon is fast in the water. You're not really going to move that fast in the water compared to you on the ground, unless you're probably like an Olympic swimmer or something. But yeah, Empoleon, I love it. The design. I'm not really sure about its shiny. I completely forgot about it, to be honest. I don't really, like I said before in previous top 5s and whatever, I don't really think about shinies that much, because it's rare, so I don't really look into them like that. But let's go on and get to number 1, which again, I'm pretty sure if anyone has seen some of the things I've done before, they already know this, and it's the nice and powerful Wish Pokemon Jirachi. I'm pretty sure a lot of people love Jirachi as a steel type rather than its psychic typing, because I mean, if you really think about it, this thing is not just adorable, it's a monster and competitive. This thing can stall you. It can be bulky and stall. It can be a monster and attack, special attack. It's a really nice mon, and it's shiny. Now this is a shiny where I can say I can love it. It's kind of like a strawberry shortcake almost color, and that's what makes me love it even more, because I used to love eating cake like that, but I stopped doing all that, so don't even worry about that. Jirachi is definitely a nice Pokemon to have in any kind of situation, in my opinion, because it can do so much. If you need to heal another Pokemon or something, and just do something like Wish Protect, and it kind of works out, it just really does. This Pokemon is literally probably the answer to a lot of people's prayers, and it being the Wish Pokemon is just like, I need my wish granted right now. It is said to have the ability to grant any wish for just 1 week every 1,000 years. Now, if I remember correctly, that's how the movie went, but I don't think they said every 1,000. So that's kind of interesting to know about. And knowing that Jirachi is probably just as much loved as he is hated and competitive, I love using this kind of messed up thing. Since it has Serene Grace, I would use, I think, Thunder Wave, Iron Head, Protect, and Wish, and I would just sit there and try to flinch my way out of anything. It's hilarious to see it because my friends would get annoyed by it. But I think that's all for this top 5, and I'm not really sure what's going to be next. I know how I have you guys voting, but I'm probably going to choose the next one because, as you can see on the right, there's Fighting, Ghost, and Normal. And those are 3 typings that I actually like a lot, to be honest. Even though I don't talk about it in any kind of situation, I do love those typings for some reason. I don't know why, I just do. So thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this little session here. Let me know, like I said in the beginning, let me know your top 5 or top 10 steel types, and let me know what you think about this little top 5 I had here. Let me know if you agree with it, if you disagree with anything I said about them, and be sure to like and subscribe. Pokemon Center will love to have you guys and support us. It's a real pleasure when you guys show that support. But I'm gonna get up out of here, so peace.